Hey, welcome back to the shop. Today I wanted to show you guys a couple of the backboard pieces for that bonnet, as well as the curved arch moldings. If you want to pan down here, these two pieces actually started as one. They cracked a very long time ago into two pieces. There's quite a bit of dirt and buildup in between them. You can see the grain lines up, but there's been so much erosion over the years and water infiltration that they don't really match up perfectly anymore. These were carved, cut probably with a bandsaw. I can see, up close, you can see some marks that look like they're from a bandsaw. And then if you see where the paint is still in here after I've stripped it, those are deeper marks where the carver had actually carved in. So not perfect. Once you have a couple of coats of paint, then you can't really, you can't notice the carving marks. This is the arch molding, which goes just like that. And that goes over the inner entryway roof.
Okay, I've just got your hands right now. Okay, and good. And we're still on.
Okay. So yeah, this arches around the inner entryway roof. Now, I'd like to point this out. You can see a profile right here, and then one right here. Well, the way that they laid these boards out is they tended to break the boards about halfway on the end of one of the architectural pieces. Down here we would have the carved capital, and then about 1 inch up from the carved capital is this joint. Well, that means that the overall frieze box with the architrave molding and the cornice actually lapped down by 1 inch here and up by about 1 inch or 1.25 inches here. Now all of the elements were nailed from the back as well, so it seems that whenever they delivered and assembled this on site, then they actually had the whole that whole architrave and cornice and frieze assembly already nailed to this backboard, and they were able to basically put the column up with the column trim, put the capital on top of the column, and then move this whole piece in place, and it all registered onto the edge of that inner entryway roof.
Okay.
All right, now looking at these moldings, in trying to disassemble this, I found that they used far more nails than I would have imagined. This molding has got more than 20 nail holes, and the nails that they used are cut nails, which you don't really see in this area for another 20-25 years. So I'm just hazarding a guess here that the carpenters that were using these nails, they suddenly had access to inexpensive uniform nails, but they didn't trust the nails holding power. So I suspect they used as many nails as they possibly could have. They got really happy with it. Now the drawback to that means that it's very difficult to disassemble every single component of this project. The nails are L-shaped nails. They hold really well. They probably could have used 6 nails on this whole piece and they would have been fine. But yeah, trying to remove the nails is difficult. Now another complication for this is that because this piece was carved out of, well, probably both of these pieces were carved out of one chunk of wood. That means that the wood grain is running this way, and that means that near the ends you have a lot of exposed end grain and exposed end grain. And so between trying to find purchase and trying to figure out the right way of removing the nails, and just from shrinking over the years, age of the pieces, you can see a lot of these cracks existed before I put my hands on it. So it made it so that they cracked. I mean, with a molding of this thickness, you really only have strong structure right here, and then you start getting right off of the grain. So it makes it's the only way that they could have made these moldings. They had to hand carve everything, but so what I've got to do is I need to come up with a clamping jig to be able to glue and clamp these back together. I don't think it'll be too hard. I was thinking I may need to use some plywood, larger pieces of plywood, and find a way of being able to clamp it. Dave had mentioned that there are ways of making small clamping blocks that are angled correct to find purchase. So once I figure out how to clamp it with modern glues, it should be good for many, many years. For any small missing components like this one, this piece was never found. Little corner here, I don't know where that one is. That was not there when I put my hands on it. I'm gonna have to just patch in a piece and then hand carve, to make it match. I don't think that I want to go with the same grain direction, but I'm not sure about that. It's gonna take some time for me to figure out how to do that. Yeah, I mean,